And hello, one and all, and welcome to my promised follow-up video to my how to make WWE Monday Night Raw great again video that I posed the question to all of my subscribers out there this past Monday. As you all know, I did not review Raw. I only watched the first hour of Raw. I got tired of it. I'm at the point of where I'm wondering what options are out there to potentially improve the Raw brand. So that's why I wanted to pose this video discussion to you guys. I want to say thank you for the feedback left down below in the comments section. I'm going to read that feedback and hopefully get a good discussion going here on YouTube on what steps can be done in order to make Monday Night Raw just a good watchable show again. And I want to say thank you to all who are tuning into this live video. So without further ado, let's get into your comments that you provided. And let's see how we can truly make Monday Night Raw great again. So once again, guys, thank you for participating. So we'll start with this first comment here. It's from my good friend Nerd Coalition, who will be joining me tomorrow at 6 p.m. Got the video all set up. It's on the front page of the channel for episode 4 of the Guys of Wrestling Report. So remember to tune in for that video, guys. Here's what he said. Everyone has a touch on it, but 3 hours of Raw is truly a lot. It did not work for Nitro, and it won't work now. However, I don't blame it all on 3 hours. WWE needs to stop being lazy. Vince has shown in the past that he can book a great show if he has a reason to. But since there is no competition that can make an impact, pun intended, there is no reason for him to put his best foot forward. It also doesn't help that they do a bad job introducing new talent to the roster for other indie promotions or from NXT. You don't need to do a lot. Simple is better, but Raw can't even be simple and doesn't make us care. Bring back vignettes, I agree. Bring back more stipulations and matches, sure, and have a full storyline plan instead of on the go. Great comment there, Nerd Coalition. I agree, and especially your last point. Have a full long-term storyline direction rather than on the go. It seems like we are getting that from SmackDown. We know the destination is No Mercy. On Raw, we really don't have an idea what the hell they're doing, no pun intended, for Hell in a Cell. They're having Sasha versus Charlotte in another rematch, and it's just like they just seem to book this stuff on the fly. There's no, we're going to go to this pay-per-view, and then the goal is to get to this pay-per-view, and there is a long-term arc and direction. I think having a clear-cut focus could tremendously improve the viewing experience of Raw. And I think you're going to see, as he mentioned here, 3 hours. It goes without saying, 3 hours is simply too long for a weekly show. It's too long for a wrestling show, and Raw, get it out of the way here, Raw needs to go back to 2 hours, but I've been advocating that for years now. So NC, like I said, good comment right here. Well, competition goes without saying. Although I think WWE should view Monday Night Football as their competition and use that to compete against, but for some reason, they're just content with the ratings they have. So thank you for the comment. We have a comment here from Byron Wayne. Byron, thank you for the comment. He says, I really hope that they move Cesaro to SmackDown soon. I agree. They're just going to have him team with Sheamus. Not a fan with how that best of 7 series went down. So he can be better utilized because he needs to be pushed. He says he's attending a SmackDown house show in December. He gets to see his favorites, Styles, Lynch, American Alpha, and it'd be nice to see if Cesaro was there as well. I agree. If they're not going to do anything with Cesaro, if you're not going to at least try and build him up to at least go after maybe the U.S., I was hoping for the Universal title. They're probably just going to have him and Sheamus challenge the New Day, and they'll probably lose at Hell in a Cell because New Day is going to break Demolition's record. It just seems like they really have had no idea what to do with Cesaro since they drafted him. Cesaro seemed baffled, and I was baffled when they drafted him to SmackDown. So I think if you're not going to really do much with him, put Cesaro on SmackDown where he can shine against guys like Cena. I'd love to see Cena and Cesaro. They've had tremendous matches before. Cesaro and AJ Styles. Cesaro and Baron Corbin. Bray Wyatt. Randy Orton. They've had good matches in the past before. That would be a fresh feud. Cesaro and Dean Ambrose. I just feel like there is more opportunity, more potential for Cesaro on SmackDown to succeed compared to Raw. So Byron, great comment. Thank you for the response. Another comment here from my good friend Jamie. Jamie, I want to say thank you for the comment. Here's what he says. He says, honestly, as a television viewer, the 3 hours are pretty long. Yes, they are, especially when you watch it recorded. But when you're at a live event, it's fun being there for 3 hours or a little more than that. But yeah, I think sooner or later it will go back to 2. I agree. I think in the long run, somehow, some way, when that day comes, and yes, it will be glorious, Monday Night Raw will go back to 2 hours. Now, I have seen shows, like I said, I'm kind of going to beat it to death here, guys, but the Raw that I went to on July 25th was the best Raw of the year, and that was 3 hours. So it shows if they're motivated, if they care enough, they can put on good 3-hour episodes of Raw. It's just we really haven't gotten that since then. So I just think in order to, SmackDown shows why 2 hours is better. You have, yes, you do have less time, and therefore, maybe potentially less opportunity for guys to shine. On a 2-hour show, everything has to really, hold no punches. Everything has to mean something. You really don't have time for filler. You have to hit your point within the ballpark range of 2 hours, and that's why I feel, okay, if you shorten Raw to 2 hours, you can move some of that talent over to SmackDown, balance things out, maybe have Cruiserweight division on both shows. Just some ideas there if they do decide to move Raw back to 2 hours. But I definitely think that would help. It would definitely boost the ratings in the long run. So I think it's a move that will need to be made and one that could benefit the show, because as it stands right now, especially with half the roster, I just still don't get having the show at 3 hours. It just, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. So, Jamie, thank you for the comment. Got a comment here from my good friend Mike. I want to say shout out, Mike. Thank you for this comment. He says he has a few reasons on how to make Raw great again. He says a new commentary team, because with the exception of Corey Graves, everyone else is dry. Like Sunday, I forgot half the time commentary existed because they were out of it. And I agree. Michael Cole, Byron, they just don't really add much to the Raw commentary. They also need to establish more stars, especially the women's division. I agree. I felt like SmackDown has really blown Raw out of the water in that pattern. They've really helped, focus the shine on all the women, whereas Raw, it's really just been about Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, and Nia. Hopefully, if Paige can come back, she might be getting neck surgery. And if Summer Rae's out with injury, Emma's ready. So if you bring Emma back, that's somebody else you could focus on. But that would be something nice to help freshen up Raw going forward. Putting more of the spotlight on more of your women talent. More consistency in storytelling, I think that goes without question. Stop making it a corporate show focusing on Stephanie McMahon. Oh, Stephanie. Don't even get me started on her. And focus on the wrestlers. Yes, exactly. No more favoritism, because that's so old too, Mike. It was only meant for Daniel Bryan's rise to the top. And, of course, Raw simply needs to be 2 hours again. With 3 hours, they try to go to the next level every week instead of leaving you wondering what will happen next like NXT and even SmackDown does. As I've been saying, less. Less always leaves you wanting more in the end. Mike, great points there. Thank you for that comment. For my friend Gene, also known as BSP, Botch Squad Podcast Wrestling. Thank you for the comment. He says, 3 hours, pointless storylines, the same matches, huge problem there. Over and over again, giving up too much before the pay-per-view happens, like the actual match that's on the pay-per-view would be shown on Raw, taking away from the special match at the pay-per-view. Great point there, Gene. That's the thing I feel could benefit. If you shorten the show to 2 hours, you wouldn't really have to have Roman Reigns and Rusev, for instance, go out there, have a 30-minute match that goes to a double countout, and just felt like a big waste of time. So that would be a benefit. We need to hold off on these matches as long as possible. It's like Sasha and Charlotte for the title. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a great match, and I hope it main events the show, but we don't want to see the match too many times to the point of where we're just like, you don't really care at this point. By the time you get to the pay-per-view, you just get sick of it. This has happened with the New Day and the Dudleys, the New Day and the Club. They beat that into the ground. There's a couple more that I could think out there where you just see it over and over and over again. It's just like, enough already. The New Day and the Usos, that got old. It's just like they don't know what else to do, so they just throw the same match out there over and over and over again, and it just is boring and it's tiring and it's lazy. That's really what it is at the end of the day. So yeah, I agree. Less of seeing, especially the night after a pay-per-view. You have the pay-per-view, and then you literally have the same matches on Raw. So what was the point again in watching the pay-per-view? That would help too. So thank you for the comment there, Gene. We got a couple more comments here. This one from Max Pierre. Max, thank you for the comment down below. He says, make the show go back to 2 hours instead of 3. Make some characters. I agree. Rotation between the roster weekly is a great thing. Great point there. And WWE in general should stop sabotaging stars when they get big. Exactly. If these guys are getting over, you go with it. You run with it. You don't really have that many big stars at the moment, so you need to start creating some new stars. That's only ruining their roster. And he also says, oh, yeah, and maybe a multi-billion-dollar company shouldn't procrastinate all the time when it comes to making a damn script with outlines. Just a thought. For one, maybe they should just give the wrestlers bullet points to go over instead of a script that they have to read word by word. Amen, brother. Hallelujah. Never been a fan of these scripted promos. Just let them go out there. The bullet points, yeah, you could do that, but just word for word. It sounds robotic. It sounds forced. It's obviously, some guys can make it work, but there's other guys. Perfect example, Titus O'Neil. He went out there and he sunk, and it hinders his growth. And I feel like a guy like him could really succeed if you just let them go out there and be themselves and turn the volume up 150%. It's worked in the past, so I don't see why you would want to hinder a formula that could work in the future. So that could be something that could truly make Raw feel, no pun intended, feel like Raw again, you know? So great point, Max. I agree. Rotation between the rosters weekly would be nice. That way you don't get so sick of seeing the same guys over and over again. And of course, 2 hours is always better than 3. So Max, thank you for that comment. And the final comment here comes from Yegiua. Hope I pronounced that right. Yegiua. So that's his name. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Here's what he says. He says, why are you even making a video about this, even though they won't listen to us fans because they're too busy ripping us fans off with money that we pay to them? They give it to guys like John Cena and Roman. This is what he said, not me. Rape your television set. And I like your work. Keep it up. Well, thank you. I appreciate the support for my work. And it would be nice if they listened to this video, but I know they won't. But I wanted to make this video just to see what you guys thought. Like I said, great suggestions here. Obviously, go back to 2 hours. More consistent storytelling. Less of the same matches over and over again. Just give me entertaining storylines that I can invest in. Characters that I can invest in. Culminating at a pay-per-view. And then give me the hook to make me want to tune in the next night. There's not really a lot. It's really simple what Raw has to do. SmackDown has shown to be doing that very well. Now, was it perfect? No. But for the most part, it's enjoyable to watch. And that's what I want Raw to be doing in the future. They have the talent. It's just if creative could get their end of the deal together, put Paul Heyman on there, that's another idea. You want to make Raw great again? Probably won't happen, but I'd love for those rumors to be true. Put Paul Heyman in charge of the Monday Night Raw creative team, and I guarantee you that things would change in an instant because he would have a long-term goal. Where are we going from this month to next month? You know, we're looking at Survivor Series. Then we should be looking at Royal Rumble and to WrestleMania. That's how it should be. And I want focus. I want drive. I want Raw to feel like a fun show instead of this corporate sanitized version that we've just been getting now for years. So I hope it improves. I'm not sure it will this week. We'll have to see. I'm not watching, so if you guys are watching, enjoy Raw. I can't do it for the time being. I just need a break from it. But yeah, I want to say thank you guys for participating in this video. You can also leave more feedback down below to this video. Leave your comments down below and what you think needs to be done to make Raw great again, and I will, of course, respond to those. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for tuning into this live Q&A, or not Q&A, live video. Like I said, remember to please click my like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel, and be on the lookout tomorrow. Episode 4 of the Guys of Wrestling Report. I will be joined by special guest Nerd Coalition. We will be breaking down all the news for this week in pro wrestling, major topics, of course, to be covered. Lots to talk about, so that'll be good. That'll be airing at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel. So thank you guys for watching this live video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Take care.